Welcome back to Big Voice University. I am so excited to address why you run out of breath when you sing. Such a big question. I get it all the time from voice students who want to know why they're running out of breath when they sing. Okay, first of all, a lot of us, our lung capacity sucks. Your lung capacity probably sucks, and that's okay because there's a solution to it. But before we talk about the solution, let's talk about some of the issues. Why, and some of the reasons why your voice might not be able to sustain breath. Okay, so one is not taking in enough air. When we sing and we run out of breath too soon, it's almost always because you're not taking in enough air for the phrases that you need to sing. Does that make sense? You ever feel like, okay, before I reach the end of my phrase, I'm already out of breath and I just can't go anymore? Well, that's because in order to sing a phrase, because when we sing in phrases. We don't just sing the whole song, and we also don't sing it word for word. Like, for instance, imagine if someone sang the Star Spangled Banner and they were like, "Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?" That's very staccato, it's unnatural, and that's not how we want to sing. We want to be flowy, we want our song to be consistent, we want our breath to be abundant, and we want to get through the song with grace, and we want to enjoy the experience. And actually running out of breath when you sing is one of the quickest ways to kill your endurance. It kills your confidence, your self-esteem. It makes you feel like you can't really sing out, and you can't, sing certain notes, and you just can't sing as freely because you're so busy rushing through the song that you just run out of air. Another reason is that you're singing inefficiently. And when I say inefficiently, I mean some people are actually just using too much air for a particular phrase, and that's also a culprit of why you're running out of breath. Because if you're using too much of it, if you have too much of it, then you won't have enough of it. Does that make sense? So you have to actually spend your air or spend your breath wisely when you sing. Now, this doesn't mean that you should be limited, because ultimately the goal is for you to have, again, an abundance, be able to control your breathing, but you also don't want to use too much. You don't want to use more than what's needed, because that's being inefficient, okay? Exhalation is favoring the nose or mouth. So if you sing too nasally, that could be one of the reasons why your breath is kind of messed up. And if you're singing out of the mouth too much, rather than just being balanced and singing through the mouth and nose, which is something I teach, and I have a video on that, which I will link it up top somewhere in this video so you can actually see how you're supposed to be breathing. I really encourage you to take a look at that video, because it's gonna help you in your singing voice for the rest of your life, actually. Also too much breath pressure. You ever find yourself kind of like pushing through, like just pushing out the air too heavily, too quickly, too soon, too fast, and it's just too much, and now you're left with nothing? Your voice just stops. It goes quiet, or it skips. Meanwhile, you're still, the energy is there, but you ran out of gas. And that's what happens when you have too much breath pressure. Another thing that causes us to run out of breath when we sing is simple: nerves. We get nervous, and when we're nervous, our heart rate goes up and our breathing quickens. It starts to happen more rapidly, and you're just, you know what I'm saying? Yes, there's methods to help with that I'm more than glad to elaborate on and do another video on how you can, do away with running out of breath due to nervousness, and actually train yourself to sing efficiently and beautifully and keep your breath going in any situation. Okay, so if you want that video, just make sure you comment below and let me know that you want that video. Okay, another one is your posture. and I'm probably going to say this word often in my videos. You'll hear me say posture, but that's only referring to your body's alignment. Okay? When we have incorrect alignment or posture, what happens is we throw our bodies out of balance, and it makes your muscles work even harder. So the muscles that you would just be able to sing with easily when you're actually standing correctly and you're in the proper singer stance. Another topic that if you guys want a video, again, I will either link that above or down in the description, or I'll tag that video in this one. So alignment is very, very important when it comes to your body, because if, for instance, you're slouched over, or you got your shoulders all the way back like this, or you're leaning to one side, you're not allowing your lungs to properly expand and draw in the air that it needs in order for you to sing and, you know, stay consistent throughout your song, consistent with breath, consistent with sound. You'll get a lot of inconsistencies in your bodies, your muscles, the muscles in your body, they have to fight harder when you're out of alignment. So definitely check your body and make sure that you're standing in a balanced, even manner, in a way that is in proper alignment with not just singing, but your body's nature. Okay, very important, because when we're out of alignment, we tend to run out of breath more quickly. Okay. Another thing is lung capacity. I mentioned that in the beginning of this video, that your lung capacity just might suck, honestly. But the beautiful thing is, when it comes to the lung capacity, we can improve that. We can improve that. There are breathing exercises, which I have a video on that as well. There are breathing exercises we can do to increase and improve our lung capacity. When we do certain things like cardio, we can use cardio to train our lungs and actually increase our lung span. And so as long as you're practicing your inhalations, properly inhaling and exhaling, okay? When you do that in a way that singers are supposed to do, and you're using the proper exercises, you will improve your breathing technique. And when you improve your breathing technique, you improve your entire singing voice. A lot of you think that you cannot sing, or you think that you've hit a wall when it comes to singing, but it just might be your lungs. It just might be your breath. It just might be the fact that you're working with a limited lung capacity and you need to expand that. Remember, singing is very athletic. It is an athletic endeavor. It's just as athletic as football or softball or baseball or golf or swimming or anything that requires physical strength and effort. Singing is the equivalent to that, okay? A lot of people, when they think about singing, they only think about the throat. They think about the mouth, they think about the voice, but your whole entire body is involved when it comes to singing. And no, that doesn't mean that you have to, you know, move around in order to sing well. It just means that you have to make sure that your body is relaxed and comfortable and not inviting of tension. If you want to know more on tension, just let me know in the comments, and I'm glad to elaborate that. But these are some of the common reasons why we run out of breath as singers, we run out of breath as vocalists, and we find ourselves just not being able to get through a song. And I know I'm a vocalist, so I understand how much that weighs on a person's confidence. It interferes with your artistry, it interferes with your stage presence, and it might limit you in the long run, because you might find yourself choosing songs to sing that are not challenging just because you're afraid of the long notes. You might say, no, I don't want to go with the Whitney Houston song. I'd rather sing something more fast and poppy. Meanwhile, your voice could grow incredibly, exponentially, if you just sang something that was, you know, more more challenging and more vocally, how do I say it? Like has more vocal technique. It requires you to implement your proper vocal technique. So I hope this answers your question on why you're running out of breath. There could be more things, obviously. It could have to do with the quality of air, your altitude, your geographic location. But generally speaking, everyone has the ability to increase their lung span, and everyone has the ability to improve their voices. So do not worry. It is okay. You can increase your lung span. It will be just fine. I hope this helped. Thank you for watching, and make sure you hit the subscribe button and you give this video a thumbs up if you found it to be helpful, and feel very free to drop any questions you have below in the chat, and I will get back to you. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. Happy singing.